Hi folks, those who follow my channel won't need reminding that I have a particular penchant for André De Villiers knives, and I was reminded recently that I hadn't done an update on the latest. So I've got you'll have seen the 3.75 inch butcher, the 3-inch butcher, 2-inch butcher, and the 3-inch Impi. Well, now the 3-inch Impi was my first acquisition on in the ADV lineup, and I particularly like this knife. I mean, it's a really nice knife to carry and to use. It just feels good in the hand. It looks good with that burl wood. I've always loved the fact that ADV knives come, they're very usable knives. They come with a good, sharp, solid, dependable blade. The only problem is sometimes I find that the larger ones, the 3-inch ones, that is, I mean, they're not huge. Let's face it. You know, it's got a 3-inch blade. It's less than 7 inches overall. It's not a huge monster knife, but they're legal to carry in the UK. But they're probably towards the limit of what you might carry reasonably. So, a while back, I got the little 2-inch butcher I picked up off the Apostle Pete, and it's a great little knife to carry because it's got a lot of the features of the larger ones, only it's smaller. And you know, by the time you got that in your hand, you're really not upsetting anybody in terms of with the ruler. We're talking about, say, a 2-inch blade, 5 inches overall. So it's nice little handy carry. But I like the Impi shape. That's always appealed to me. So I decided recently, when I saw one, to pick up the baby Impi. So again, I don't really need to put the ruler in here, but I will do because it's here. Again, you've got this 2-inch blade, 5 inches overall. So it's very similar to the baby butcher, but it has the shape of the Impi, which I quite like. So in the hand, it is a small knife. I mean, there's no getting away from it, but it's a nice little, lovely little knife. I like this. Smooth white bone, just reflecting quite a bit too much. And I put a lanyard on it. I'm not quite sure if this is the lanyard that's going to end up on it, but I put a little lanyard on it because that just means that when you've got it in the hand, there's no way you're not gonna drop it, because there's something to hang on to at the end. As I say, I'm not quite sure if that's the right lanyard or how I'm going to do it, but it was just a new bit of cord I bought, and I just thought I would try it, leather cord. I thought it might go well with the white bone. I put a similar piece onto the butcher, 3-inch butcher. Again, I was just practicing with the knots really, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I wanted people to see this. Somebody asked me about this one the other day, little baby Impi. So we now have a little bit of a family going on here. With the butchers and the Impi. And these are all legal to carry in the UK. They all get some time in my pocket from time to time. Seems to be getting to the point where I've got so many knives that they never seem to get their share. The other one, the large butcher. Now this is really a bit of a classic, because this is numbered or dated, whatever you like, 08/2013. Now I still don't know whether that's number 8 of 2013 or whether it's August 2013, but basically this knife was one of a small number that were made by André to sell at, I don't know if it was a Blade Show or Shot Show in 2014. So these were really the very first knives that kind of made his name. This one, unfortunately, is, you know, it's been around and done the rounds a bit. It's got a few scratches on it. Problem with that satin titanium there is it is quite easily scratched. And whoever had it before got some scratches around here. I obviously bought it on the secondary market, and I have now, much to my annoyance, given it some little scratches down here. I think that has come from, I started to do a lanyard for it. I got a bead to do it with. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing yet. I just put that on just to keep it, but I have a funny feeling that's what's bashed against it there and given it those scratches, because they weren't there last time I looked at it. Anyway, I still like this knife. It's unfortunate, but you can't carry this in the UK because the blade is 3/4 of an inch too long, and of course it's a locker. Though it doesn't have a steel insert. You can tell this is early. I mean, it does have an over travel stop, which is quite useful, but it doesn't have a steel insert. So you've got titanium against steel, so that can lock. Although in actual fact, I've not found it sticking particularly, and it does. So the action on this knife is quite nice on the close. The only problem is the detent is a little bit soft, so it does that a lot. You try to, when you go to flick it, you need to give it a bit of wrist as well, just to get it done, because it doesn't quite load up enough on the detent. But I don't know. I'd like another of the larger André De Villiers knives. I toyed with the idea of sort of considering sending it back to him and asking him to just sort of refurb it. But to be honest, that would probably cost as much as getting another one, and it might be just quite nice to just have another one. It looks a bit, sometimes it perhaps looks a bit industrial, but actually the design is quite good. Again, it's got a little bit so you don't catch on the tang of the blade, which is just as well, because that, you've got that little cutout there which fits onto the stop pin there when the blade is open. So if you didn't have that bit of metal, that little tag would catch on everything. It would be a right pain. You can see that you can see it then just below the jimping there, where it's locked up onto the stop pin. Makes it lovely and solid, and of course it's a frame lock, so it's nice and solid at the front. And that flipper acts as also as an extension to the guard, and it lines up just nicely to that to the edge there. So you've got a nice guard on it, so you're not going to slip up on it. You've got a bit of jimping on the back if you want to push down on it. It's just a really nice little knife. Anyway, so what I really want to show you is little baby Impi, which is the latest addition to the family. So if you enjoyed this, thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to click the thumbs up, like button, and to subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.